look like Ann Sheridan. And you know how I feel about Ann Sheridan. It's not that I'm not proud of him. He looked like a million in his uniform. That terrible captain didn't turn him into a ghost like it does most of them. But somewhere inside a man's big skull, along with the honor and the glory and the charm, there ought to be some space for But he's nothing like Billy told me. The change will be nice. I guess I do. Think like a whore. You think I do?
I don't think that way about people. I just think, so that's how she managed to stay alive. I wonder if it worked for me.
Pass me a sandwich. Was it 2:30 or 3? I thought it was 3. Little chapel on the corner. 2:30. Oh, my God, I'm going to be late. 2:30? Everyone's rushing to do everything at once. Now that it's all over. I've been to more showers and baptisms and weddings and funerals in the past few weeks than the rest of my life put together. Well, she held on for as long as possible, and she wrote a letter to both her sons while she was in the hospital. She wrote to forgive them for leaving her all alone, and to say how proud she was of both of them. But the nurse told me there is nothing in the envelope but a blank white sheet of paper. She was delirious near the end. She wrote the letter with the wrong end of the pencil, with the eraser. I'm going to be late. Last night I dreamed about Billy. Most of him had come back. His eyes, his teeth. Home again. The end of the month.